Hello and welcome to day number 148's vlog. I might as well do 149 in the same video. I'll just edit it together at the end of the day and put it all online. Yeah, things kind of fell off a little bit. Started out yesterday pretty strong. I'm fairly happy with what I did for lunch, which was this. Again, no breakfast because bleh. Went out to the shops and bought a few bits and bobs. Saguta messaged me in the middle of the day, sort of getting on towards the end of the day, and said, can you pick me up a couple of things? Can you pick me up something like fish fingers and this, that, and the other? All right, yeah, sure. So I went round and I was picking stuff up, and just everything vegetable just did not appeal to me in the slightest, and I just felt like just mentally exhausted with everything. I couldn't think of what I wanted to make. I couldn't think of how to make anything that I had like the vaguest idea of, unless it was just like a potato. I just could not think of anything, and I just sort of went and gave up entirely. My brain just wasn't working at all. Like, I really don't know what is going on at the minute. Like, I'm not under a great deal of stress, I don't think. Like, there's nothing that I've got to really, like, worry about day in, day out. Like, it's just looking after Rowan. That is my entire day, pretty much. And, obviously, like, I've still got stitches in and stuff like that, but I'm at a point where I can lift Rowan, I can, like, get him up on the changing table, I can get him into his high chair, I can get him into bed, I can do all the things that I need to do. And yet, for some reason, I just could not bring myself to stick by my own rules last night and follow a plan that I know works and that I have to follow. Otherwise, everything that I've already done is in vain. It's not a failure exactly. It's not even really a learning point. It's just like, I don't know, I just hit a point where I just went, I can't. And I really am confused as to why that is. So, yeah. Today started out a little bit better. Did I take photographs of everything last night? I don't think I did. Like, basically, I had my dinner, which I think I showed you, which is fish finger sandwiches and stuff. But then I had like a chocolate bar, and I drank some Coke and stuff, and I ate some salted pretzels, and then like I just like couldn't drop off to sleep, probably because of the Coke and the caffeine, but and that lasted up until like after 5 a.m. Like, I was on WhatsApp up until after 5 a.m. talking with Brian and Jessica, mainly Brian. and just like I told them about what I was doing at the time. I told them that I'd like fallen off of plan again, and Jessica's entire reaction was just sort of like, which I totally get. She's not there to just be like the person keeping me right, and by that point it was kind of too late anyway, but like, yeah, I don't know, that just made me feel worse, like I was disappointing people, not just myself. And I know that I'm disappointing people anyway, because, I'm trying to be honest with everyone, I'm trying to talk about everything, but yeah, it just did not go well last night. This morning, things have been a little bit better. I only managed to get about 3 hours of sleep before I was woken up by the cat freaking out, which was fun. you know, running around the living room and tearing everything up and just being a nutter, playing the part of Destructo Cat yet again. Got up, Rowan got up, got him sorted, got everything done. Me and Rowan had a couple of croissants. He had, I want to say he had like 1.5, maybe 2, somewhere in between 1 and 2 anyway. And I had the rest out of a 4-pack. I only took the photograph of the 2 that I ended up with, pretty much. Or like, yeah, I think he definitely did have 2. He kept coming back and stealing more of the croissants. So that was fun. I did have about a half of this yogurt pot as well. Like, I had a pretty big breakfast this morning, actually. Like, I think mainly just because, like, I'd spent most of the night awake. I just needed something to, like, you know, give me something to do and keep me awake for that first part of the morning. And the only coffee I've got is decaf. So, yeah. Yeah, so I've kind of stuck by what I should be sticking by, mostly. Like, there is a bit of butter in the croissants, but I figure, like, that over the course of an entire day probably won't amount to much. Lunch, I'm not gonna lie, it's like 3 o'clock now and I just haven't been tempted. I know that I need to eat something before I go out to games tonight, because like I think that's gonna help. Actually, I think board games tonight is gonna help just like clear my brain a little bit, give me something else to focus on that isn't like, "Oh, I haven't been doing well," and you know? I mean, yeah, I'm probably not gonna do well at board games either, because I never do, but I don't know. It'll give me a little bit of a mental break without food. Like, I think that's gonna help. I don't know what I'm going to take along there. I have this idea for like doing stuffed peppers at some point, because Saguta really wants to eat some quinoa, some quinoa, because she's bought packs of it months ago and then hasn't used it, and she's like champing at the bit now to like, oh yeah, let's do it. I'm like, okay, we can do that, but like, you know, she's not a fan of stuffed peppers, I don't think. So I don't know. I was going to do stuffed peppers. I've been thinking about this recipe for a couple of days and like how can I do it and this, that and the other. And I just haven't really got round to it. But I don't know. That doesn't really seem like the kind of thing that I can just like take along with me. I might just have to like call it and at like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, just eat a massive salad with a couple of potatoes and then just go and play games and then come back in and have like a sandwich or some toast or something on the night time while I record like Dave 149's catch up. I'm not sure. But I'll figure it out. Okay? Cool. Let's see. Brian and Jessica uploaded a video last night. They released their usual Wednesday video, and it's a Q&A, and it's a Martin length Q&A. It's like 41, 42 minutes, which is definitely a slog. Like, I know it's a slog because I've put up vlogs that are like an hour long, 40 minutes long, 20 minutes long, that sort of thing. And I'm trying to be much better about that, but I fail miserably every time because I just do stream of consciousness sort of thing. They usually put up videos that are like half an hour or less. But having this like 40-minute long video is actually really, really nice. It's a really good format that they've got going on for answering the Q&As. Like, just have a list, go through, one person answers or both of them answer, or you know, that sort of thing. And it's really informative. Like, it's really quite nice having that there, that they're you know, coming back every now and again to all these questions and just saying like, right, every now and again we're just going to do this, get them all out of the way, answer them all in one go. Takes a little bit of pressure off of answering every single social media question that you get bombarded in from every single direction. I wonder what that's like. Oh. But yeah, like it's pretty cool. It's essentially just hanging out with them for a while. I think a thing that I would definitely like to see, and I've told them this myself, is, you know, those YouTube live hangout things that you can do. Brittany from Giroudi Family did one when she first came back, and that was literally just like a Q&A sort of like type of question in the chat. I'll answer the question in the chat, and you know, just streaming live. I think that would be a really cool thing to do with them. Whether that's, you know, me just sitting in the chat and typing away, or if there's some sort of like Skype thing or voice chat hangout that people can come into, I don't know. I have a very sort of basic understanding of what goes into streaming because I've looked into going on Twitch and doing Magic the Gathering games and stuff. Like this, I actually have footage of recorded Magic the Gathering games that I've done over the past like couple of months, and they're just sitting unlisted private on my YouTube because I haven't done anything with them, and I don't really know if I'm like the type of person that can get away with like, this is my thought process on playing this card and like streaming or casting that sort of way. Like, there's people that are much better at it out there. One of the people who used to come to my store and play when I was running the Magic events actually went on and won an international tournament and got like, I can't remember what it was. I think it's like $500,000 or something, or like 50,000. I'm fairly certain it's a big number with 5 at the beginning, and that was awesome for them. That was so good. And like, compared to that, I'm just sat here going like, I'll play this card, and yes. So I've got a very, very basic level of streaming knowledge, and I know that Brian does an awful lot of like podcasting, and he was on the sound crew for the recent UGC Halo tournament. So that was pretty cool. Like, watching that and knowing that Brian was behind the scenes making sure everything was working fine. And I'm fairly certain that Jessica probably has some sort of knowledge about like doing like a Google Hangout or like promotion and stuff like that. So like I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do with something like that. That would be awesome. That would be really, really good, I think. So I'm throwing the gauntlet. Like, come on, guys, do it. I don't know. Maybe we can finally hear Peef talk and answer some questions that we all have burning for him. Yeah. What else do I want to talk about? I don't really want to talk about anything else at the minute. There's nothing really to talk about. It's painfully warm at the minute and humid and gross. But the house is too cold and too insulated where if you open a window, you just get cold air. And that just brings the temperature down massively, which is fine. But then it comes to like, you know, bedtime, and I go into the bedroom, the main bedroom, and it's redonkulously warm. Like last night I slept on the sofa with the fan on because it's too warm at night, but it's like slightly chilled during the day. Yeah, it's a bit of a pain. Yeah, well, yeah, right. Okay, I'm done. I'm not going to talk about anything else. I'm going to go, and I'll speak to you again tonight. Okay. I can't promise that everything isn't going to move, but like, I don't know. Let's see if this works. I'm back, and it's day 150. I went off to board games, and I absolutely meant to record day 149 when I came back home, and I didn't. And I feel bad because of that. And then I was going to do it this morning, and then I didn't. So now I'm here in a very much, you know, sort of not a proper setup. Yeah. Sorry about that. Oh, man. How did things go? Of course, we might as well talk about it. Thursday, yesterday, went absolutely fine. My lunch, I didn't really have a lunch. Like I had a half a Alpro soya yogurt pot, and yeah, I think I said what I'd had yesterday. I can't remember, but basically I didn't eat lunch or anything. I just had like a small something for breakfast. Went off to the board games. While I was at board games, I had 2 bananas that I'd taken with me. Drank some like natural lemonade and a bottle of cola. That's, you know, sort of like decent. It's not great, but it's better than actual Coca-Cola and stuff. It's made using like sugarcane rather than refined sugar and that sort of thing. Fritz Cola, it's called. Like, that's the people who do the brand anyway. And then when I came home, I made myself some toast, like I was thinking. Oh, I had a bowl of soup yesterday before I went to the thing. That's what I did. I had a bowl of tomato soup and a bunch of bread. That's what I had. Photographs. There you go. And then I had the bananas and the drinks. I can't remember if I took photographs of the drinks, but if I did, like, they're up here. And then toast. And after I'd eaten my toast, a little while after, because I was, you know, mucking around with the internet and that sort of thing, I came out, got a couple of just normal dry slices of bread, put a little bit of blackcurrant jam on them, and then ate those as well. And I definitely can't remember if I took photographs or not. But yeah, that was yesterday. I mean, not perfect by any stretch, but I would argue that it's within the terms of like a McDougall diet for the most part. There's a couple of things that are like slightly outside of the realm of that, like the blackcurrant jam and the cola. But like I tried to, you know, sort of bring those in as much as I could to what is, you know, what is within the realms of acceptability, like made using natural sugar as opposed to refined and processed and this, that, and the other. You know, a single serving of blackcurrant jam once out of every God knows how long, because I you know, I've had this jam for a little while and I haven't used it, and this was just like, all right, okay, like I want something, here we go, it's fruit and bread, because, you know, I don't really have I don't really have fruit anymore. Rowan's cleaned us out, so kind of okay, I'd like to think. And then today, Friday, has actually just been 100% compliant so far. I actually didn't eat lunch. I didn't have any breakfast either. And when it came to dinner, when Saguta came home, she sort of messaged me and said, oh yeah, do you want to go out tonight or do you want to eat something in the house? And I said, well, I don't know, like in-house, like coming out, you know, I'm not really like feeling up to it. So she said, okay, well, we'll order something in. What sort of thing are you thinking? And I said, well, I don't know really. Like, I guess I could get something like a vegan pizza. That could probably work. And she made a face and went, I wasn't really thinking of that. Okay, well, what are you thinking of? Japanese. Okay, yeah, like Japanese I can work with. So instead of having bread or anything, what I had was sushi. And I got vegetarian sushi, like a vegetarian sushi platter, the only part of which was not vegetarian, sorry, not vegan, was the tamago nigiri. That's the sort of little bit of rice with an egg omelette on top. That I gave away to Rowan. Everything else is it's like cucumber, maki, and the inside out rolls were like avocado and stuff. The giant hand roll that you can see there, that's Rowan's as well. So everything else in the sushi box I ate, and I also had this, which is literally just like some barbecued skewers of vegetables. No sauces or anything. Like I think there's some sort of like sweet soy sauce on the rice, but just like a little drizzle. So I ate the rice in there, as well as all the vegetables and the little like side kimchi sort of thing. Yeah, like all really, really good. Like it was a really nice filling meal. I feel pretty good about what I ate today. And I'd like to think that it's fine as well, because it's rice, it's a starch-based meal with vegetables, but you know, obviously without knowing exactly what's in the sauce, just knowing that it was quite sweet, it's probably had some sugar in it. So not 100% perfect, but like I'm confident in like it being good, you know? I'm probably going to, after I've recorded this and got everything sorted out, because I need to collect some tools together and lash them to my little carry frame sort of thing. I'm gonna probably eat the yogurt that I've got left over, like the last half of a yogurt pot, because it is tasty. It's just a soy blueberry yogurt. Like you can't really fall off with that. Get that out the way with. That'll just like sort me out nicely for the rest of the night. Because I'm probably going to be up for a little bit editing video together and getting my tools sorted. Tomorrow I'm going over to Lucas's place and I'm helping him sort out the kitchen. I've been given a mission. What I have to do is I have to take my stuff over, sort him out, get it done, or at least help him and show him what he's doing, and then leave and get back here for lunchtime. Because the mission that I've been given is to go to McDonald's on my way home and pick up a couple of Happy Meals, because McDonald's are currently doing Schleich toys, which you'll probably know them. It's like the really like realistic heavy plastic toy. Like here's a picture of an example or two, like this sort of thing. And their McDonald's is doing like a bunch that aren't in stores at the minute. It's like dragons and certain like unicorns or horses or something. And Sagut has asked me to, you know, sort of grab a few. So I've been given instruction to buy a Happy Meal for her and a Happy Meal for Rowan, which is probably going to consist of the chicken nuggets and salad and like a little fruit pouch, and you know, basically just like as close to plant-based as I can, because I always like, if ever we go to McDonald's or anything, he always gets like salad and stuff. Like I don't want to be forcing like fries into his face and stuff, you know. That's just, yeah, nah. Like try and keep it as good as you can, even if you have to go bad, you know. What else is going on? Not a great deal else is going on. Like today's been absolutely fine. I'm actually feeling really good now at the end of today. And I don't know if that's just because I actually avoided meat and stuff throughout the entire day and yesterday as well. And I'm sort of like getting out of the weird like mental funk that I've had myself in for, you know, quite a while. I'll be honest with you. Like I've had my weird time, and now I think I'm getting out of it a little bit. So like I think with starting Mary's Mini number 3 on Monday, I'm gonna do my level best not to actually like fall off the wagon again over this weekend, because once I'm following the rules of the Mary's Mini, I know that I can stick to it, and I know that I do stick to it, and I'm not going to break it. So that should hopefully kick me back into stuff. I'll hopefully feel a little bit better. Like if it turns out that I do feel like if I'm in a much better mood, then I know that eating meats and all that sort of thing is just definitely the thing that's like bringing me down in certain ways and affecting my mood. So I'll know that, you know, in the future, if I start feeling like a little bit like, it's probably to do with like eating meat or something. And if it's not eating meat in the last couple of days, then I'll know that it's a proper feeling of depression or anxiety or whatever, as opposed to something brought on by, you know, whatever's going on in my head because of my stomach, I guess. I don't know. This is kind of a weird meandering thing. I didn't really think about any of this before I started saying it. Like, I do feel better now after, you know, like today and yesterday of eating not meat and no dairy and stuff. Like, I do feel so much better today. Now, whether or not that's just like weird brain chemistry stuff or not, we'll see. But, you know, I do feel better today, which is good. I like that I feel better today. Like, I got into some weird, horrible patterns where I was like, you know, questioning whether or not I was being like a good parent to my son, and whether or not I'm like looking after him right, and if I'm like sabotaging his development by doing certain things, and all stuff like that. It just felt awful. On top of like, you know, getting really bummed out that like, you know, I haven't been following a diet, but I've not been losing weight. Like, how's about that for just like how weird brains get? Haven't been following the lifestyle that I should be following, that I know works and has been making me lose weight, and getting upset with myself that I'm not losing weight because I'm not following it. Like, the weird gymnastics that is going on there to make that happen is like, yeah, it's weird. And I was getting really depressed with like news about Brexit and like things that are going on in America and stuff at the minute as well. And yeah, never mind. Like, it's all good. Like, I'm taking a step back from everything and just like chilling out a little bit now, which is good. Right, no, everything's done. I'm gonna go and get my yogurt and get my tools together, and I will see you next time. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm gonna record a video tomorrow. Okay, I promise you, I swear upon my wife and my child, there's a video tomorrow. Okay, good. See you tomorrow. Have a good one. Stay awesome. Bye-bye.